Let's find out what's happening around the world. Joining us, Dr. Joseph Essian, Emergency Medicine, NHS England, joins us via Zoom. Thank you for joining us on the programme.
Thank you. Thank you for having me around.
I'd like to begin with what the Prime Minister said. I mean, what did he mean when he said the third wave of COVID in Europe is likely to wash up on UK shores?
I know the Prime Minister is trying to get us to be prepared, more like an emergency preparedness or a consciousness of the fact that we still have the coronavirus infection still with us, in spite of the fact that we have good vaccination programs going on. If we look at the numbers, we see that for example, in Germany, we have about 8,000 new cases and an average of about 13,000 over a period of 7 days. And we find the same thing happening as well in France, where we're having as much as 13,000 new cases. Even though we see that in the UK, we still have a daily average of about 5,000. The reminder that we need to be careful, we need to prepare, we need to do the right things, we need to get everyone vaccinated. And I think that's what the Prime Minister's message really is.
Mr. Johnson is also continuing to speak to European leaders this week to try to resolve the row over vaccine exports. I mean, we know that EU leaders will be holding a meeting on Thursday to discuss that. But how does this affect the relationship between the UK and the EU?
I strongly believe that the coronavirus pandemic is an international issue. So because of that, I don't think there would be any problem with the relationship. It requires a lot of negotiation, a lot of stakeholder building. And I believe that we need global collaboration at this point in order to ensure that the global supply chain is maintained. And we see lots of countries who require this vaccination. And I think they would always be able to come to some sort of agreement to be able to find a way to bring down the transmission rate of this virus.
Now, today, I mean, a year ago today, this was, I think, when the government first ordered the stay-at-home to contain the spread of COVID-19. And now I think there's a gradual opening up. But we've also heard a number of people like the Welsh First Minister who said the timetable for ending restrictions in England looks at the very optimistic end of these spectrum. Tell us what the atmosphere is with, lockdown restrictions easing.
I think everyone in England is really happy with the government's roadmap, and we're trusting the government's guidance on what needs to be done, especially when we know that it is evidence-based. The WHO has recommended that people should have vaccinations, and about 27 million people in the UK have had their first dose, with 2 million people having their second dose. So that's really reassuring to see that there's a plan to let people have some level of normalcy after a very long time.
All right, Joseph Essian, Emergency Medicine Doctor, thank you for joining us on the programme. Stay safe.
Thank you.